Hi, I'm Valery Molone, leadership coach and motivational speaker. I help my client how to become emotionally and financially independent. In today's episode, I am going to talk about how to overcome fear. Why? Because when you're fearful, it's affecting your confidence, it's affecting your self-esteem, and it's affecting everything that you're doing in your life. And I've been through a lot of obstacles in my life, and I know how it is to be fearful, and I know how it is to be afraid to try something new because you are afraid of failure. Trust me, I'm notorious for that. So that's why I decided to do this episode, and I wanted to give you guys 3 strategies so you can apply today in your life to control your fear, or maybe even get rid of your fear for the future. Okay, strategy number 1, being in a present moment. It's very important to understand that fear comes in for either something that happened to you in the past, or you're planning something in the future. So something happened to you in the past, that you had a job, you hated your job, your coworker was not really good with you, your boss was really not nice to you, so you just didn't want to be in that job. And then you got out of it, you kind of left a bad taste in your mouth. So now that you are trying to improve your career and get a new job, you're afraid. You're afraid to go on an interview. You're afraid to talk to your coworker. You're afraid to do anything with your boss because that memory of the past that you had is making you fearful to move forward, to go for interview, to talk, to be friendly to your boss and get along with your coworkers. That's how fear comes in, and that scenario applies to everything that you do in your life. So let's just go from beginning of the time that you are a child. If something happened to you when you were a child, something happened to you when you're a teenager, something happened to you when you're in college, or something happened to you when you got married, and then all of those memories is in your subconscious mind. So in the present moment and today, like right now, when you sit down and you think about your life and you wanted to change something in your life, you wanted to change job, you wanted to get married, you wanted to go date that person, you wanted to have baby, that memory is bringing you all those feelings of a fear. And you are resisting, and you're saying to yourself, I don't want to do this because what if I failed again? What if I failed again? And that plays in your mind. And the majority of the people are stuck in their comfort zone, and they're so fearful because they think they're going to fail. So what you need to do is understand that we can't forget about our past. People say forget about your past. You can't forget about it. What you can do is that to learn from your failure. And you hear that a lot. A lot of people say if you fall 7 times, get up 8 times. And that's true. It is true, because when you fail 7 times, get up 8 times. Why? Because even though you're failing on something, or somebody tell you that you failed and you're not good enough, you always learn something. Always learn something. I know that especially in this business that I started, when I started my business, I was working day and night. I was working 7 days a week. I wasn't seeing any result. I wasn't seeing, and it was just so frustrating. But you know what I did though? I learned a lot of other stuff in between. I learned how to send the email, for example. I learned how to make a video. I learned how to use the microphone. Even though my mission was to make my business work, but these little things matters. So no matter how many times you fail, or what you fail in, if you went on a date and it was so bad, you just say, I knew how to dress. I dressed good, you know? Or if you are married and then you were married for a little bit and then you got divorced, you just remember, I had a great wedding. I managed to have a wedding. I actually was calm when I was getting married. Everything went smooth, everything. You're always going to learn something from your failure. You're not going to learn something from winning every time. It's the failure that makes us strong. And a lot of people take this very, very lightly. They think that, well, because we hear it so much, it's easier to say it and do it. People say that, well, you learn from your failure, but nobody yet wants to fail. And I personally think the more you fail, the more you learn. You're going to learn things that you haven't even paid attention to. Maybe your purpose is to do something, but when you fail at that something, you always learn something new. So go in the back. And go in the past and figure it out. What happened over there? And what did you learn? And apply that learning process to the future of what you are, where you want to go and what you want to do. And that's how fear goes away. Because you're training your body, you're telling your body, that's okay. I failed, it's okay. I'm not going to be fearful going this time with the mentality thinking that I'm going to fail. Or I used to be a bad cook, but now I'm not going to cook because if I do, people used to tell me that my food didn't taste good. Okay, what did I learn from that? Maybe I'm not a good cook, but I learned how to bake, or I know how to make something else. And you use that strategy, positive strategy, and apply it to the future. And that's how you really get rid of fear. So strategy number 1, to understand. Be in a present moment, make a decision from here. Look at your past, take all the stuff that you learned from your failure and apply it to the future. Strategy number 2 is very important, perception. How you look at stuff. And a lot of people take this very, very lightly. And I noticed that I used to take it very lightly. Perception is very important, how you perceive stuff when you look at it, how you analyze it, how you interpret stuff. Because majority of the time as a human, we think negative more than positive. The minute that something happened, when we make a decision, we think worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. For example, when you buy a house, right? What do? You go check everything. Make sure that there's, you hire somebody to inspect the house. Make sure that the roof is good. Make sure that the walls are good. Make sure there's no lead poisoning. Make sure there's safe for the kids. Why we do that? Because automatically we think of negative thing. What if something happened, right? We don't just go buy a house and say, oh, it's perfect. Let's go move in. Everything is fine. So we do this so much in every day of life that we'll become immune to it. When you become immune to it, your perception always goes toward the negative more than the positive. Try to practice it. It's like half a glass empty or full. So every time when you have a fear and think about it, look at it from a positive side. Don't look at it from a negative side. Or even if you're a person that always looking at it from a negative side, what is the worst case scenario that can happen? The worst case scenario can happen. You'll be fine. You might not going to perform as good, but you'll be okay. You'll get over yourself. So why not look at it positively? Look at it positive and say to yourself, I can't. I will do it. I can. I'll try. And just for trying, give yourself a credit. Because we are sometimes so harsh on ourselves. So how you proceed? Now you're making a decision. This is your decision you're making. You can have a million reasons to be negative, or you can have a million reasons to be positive. But why not go toward positive? Choose the positive first versus negative. And that's what get rid of the fear. That's how fear slowly go away. And a lot of people start this, and the simplest example that I see with my clients is losing weight. People that are overweight or overeating or eating junk food. And the minute that they make a decision that they want to lose weight, they at first week they're happy about it. They think, okay, it's okay. But then they're like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. They're like literally prepping themselves like, I can't do it. Their perception is like, I've been doing this for 20 years. How can I change my habit of doing exercising now and losing weight and eating healthy? They automatically go to that negative side. Instead of saying to themselves, no, what if I can? What if I start slow, take one step at a time and actually start and keep doing it? And that's what makes the fear go away. That's why you'll become immune to it. And when the fear hits, you will feel it, you'll have that anxiety, and then just sit down and think about it and look at it from the positive way, and your brain's gonna say, okay, she's not or he's not accepting the fear anymore. So let's just go to the positive way. So that's the strategy number 2. Strategy number 3 and final one, and this is my favorite one. I know it's cliche, but have a vision for yourself, an imaginary vision. Believe it or not, it works every time. It's very cliche, it's very simple, but it works. When you make a decision in your life and a fear comes in, always go to the positive side of it and say, what's the income? If that decision that you made works perfectly, how would that look like? Think about that for a second. How would that look like? Whatever decision that is. If you want to lose weight, if you want to lose 100 pounds, how would you look like? In your head, imagine that. How would I look like? How would I feel? What would I wear? How would I talk? Literally bred that in your brain. If I want to buy a new car, how would I feel driving it? What color it would be? What model it would be? How much would I spend? If you keep training your brain and doing that, get the better end result. Believe it or not, when you do make a decision the fear will go away because you're so excited for the end result. The end result, what we're looking for. Again, that goes with the thinking negative. If you can change that and look at it. So if you wanted to marry somebody, imagine your wedding day. How would it look like? How would you feel? Who is going to be there? What you're going to eat? What are you going to wear? Think about the whole thing in your head and go there every day. And then when you get up in the morning, and I always tell you guys, meditate and go to that your imaginary world that you created the best way that you is best for you. Go there. Step into that every day. Start your day with stepping to that world. And you will make it happen. And there's no fear because you're so excited to get there. And that's what I did with a lot of people with the business, and that's what I did with my business. I didn't start my business as in like, okay, I knew it's going to take time. I knew it's going to be difficult. But I'm looking at the end result. What's the end result? I want to work with people. I want to help people. I want to give them advice. I want to give them tools and techniques that they can apply in their life, that they become emotionally better, become financially stable. And that's what I was imagining. I was functioning from there, not from the part that I was like, I have to start this now. Like I have nobody, I'm by myself, I just have to start, I have no clients, I have no money, I don't know where to start, I have no credential, I have no experience. I didn't look at it from that. I was there, I was doing it, but I was imagining where I want to go. And I still do. And I still want to grow, and I still want to grow my business, but I'm functioning from there. So once you start functioning from there, the fear will disappear. You will not have the fear because your mind will be very occupied of excitement, of productivity, and more importantly, taking action and working toward that. So that makes your job so much easier and will get rid of the fear. So these are my 3 strategies to apply if you always have a fear or you have anxiety when you make a decision. So if you think this video is helping you or somebody else, make sure you share the video, make sure you like the video, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and let me know what are you fearful of. When do you get the fear when you make a decision? And when you feel the fear, what do you think? I love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, have a great day.